Is the real cost of modern life a bigger paycheck? Or is it something quieter, less obvious, but more devastating? If you're just joining us, hi, I'm Dave, and this episode is a bit of a pause. It's a bit of a connect the dots moment. I assure you there's intention behind what I'm building. Across the last few videos, I've explored four main themes. The first one being social awkwardness, which can be caused by constant self-monitoring under pressure. The next theme is reactivity, born from divided attention and the urge to overcompensate. The next theme is exhaustion. Exhaustion from being stressed across too many roles without a stable center. And the final theme that I've been exploring is adult loneliness, different from general loneliness. This happens later in life when belonging erodes under insecurity and emotional burnout. And you've probably sensed it. These aren't separate problems. They're symptoms. And treating them individually misses the deeper issue underneath all of them. So, let's name that issue. The central diagnosis. All right, so if awkwardness, reactivity, exhaustion, and loneliness are the symptoms, then fragmentation, I think, is the disease. Fragmentation is the quiet shattering of self. It's a divided identity pulled in too many directions at once. Fragmentation can take many forms, but it often looks like having divided attention. It can look like outsourcing your identity to trends, roles, and external factors. It can look like the uncertainty about the values that guide your decisions. Fragmentation can look like relationships without clear boundaries or structure, and a growing sense that there's no unified you at the center of it all. And the danger is that fragmentation happens slowly, over time, beneath the surface. And by the time it is visible to you or anybody else, the cracks are already deep. The hidden costs. Fragmentation is a quiet thief. It doesn't destroy you all at once. It erodes you over time. So there are some clear costs of fragmentation, and these are the ones that we tend to feel more clearly, or most clearly. The first cost is the loss of presence, a persistent sense of distance from others and from yourself. Without presence, shared experience collapses. We stop participating and start observing exclusively. We become spectators in our own lives, and it's not even ourselves that we're observing. We're vicariously living through others. This can result in feeling uneasy during moments of silence and always feeling tense in conversations without knowing why. It's rough. It's rough stuff. Cost 2, the loss of orientation. So without direction, motion replaces meaning. We stay busy, but there's no sense of progression. Motivation is fleeting, and our goals either disappear or they no longer hold the weight that they once did. So it's like the movement continues, but it no longer leads anywhere. And that feels like somebody else is pushing you or driving. Cost 3, the loss of coherence. So this is where fragmentation becomes internal. Values and behavior drift apart. We think one way and we act another. And we stop noticing the contradictions. And what's funny about that is the emotions remain intense, but our understanding behind them disappears. It's hard to connect the dots and find links between things. We become very reactive and hypersensitive to the contradictions of others without noticing them within ourselves. And the cruel part is that there's no single thing to point at as being the what or the cause of this fragmentation of all these different costs. You just feel broken without this clear explanation. It's very frustrating. All right, so here's the reframe. Fragmentation isn't just accidental. It's not meaningless, and there are forces at play. It's incentivized. Fragmentation is incentivized. A fragmented person is easier to manage. When meaning erodes, people become more predictable because they're easier to manipulate. When speed is rewarded over depth, real moments disappear. When fitting in replaces belonging, community dissolves. When performance replaces presence, experience becomes thin, easy to break, holds no weight. And when the metrics come before the meaning, the why or our why quietly dies. Modern life doesn't just tolerate fragmentation, it benefits from it. We end up running someone else's script at the cost of our very own story. The turn. From cost to choice. Another word for fragmentation is disintegration. And I want to introduce its opposite. The opposite of disintegration is integration. And I'm not introducing this as a productivity hack. This is not a quick fix. This is an orientation, a way to reframe and see things. Hopefully to put things back in order, or in a way that makes more sense. Integration is the slow repair of coherence. Integration takes on many forms. It can be as easy as taking on fewer roles and inhabiting them more fully. For example, maybe we should sacrifice some or a lot of our online and digital self to help rehabilitate our actual selves. Integration also means being deliberate with your intention, right? Recognizing it as a currency more precious than money. So don't just give it away. Don't just give your attention away. Integration is also about defining the values that guide your decision making. So there's more continuity in the choices that you make. It's also about cultivating relationships with real shape, structure, boundaries, and responsibilities. Think about how you want to treat the most important people in your life. Integration is not the solution to loneliness, and integration doesn't make life easier. It could, it can, it might, but integration makes life more real because you're working with the real moving parts in your life. Closing orientation. So this was a deeper look at fragmentation as a condition or disease of modern life. I'm not here saying that one video is going to cure the disease, but it can help reframe our experience. And if we don't have a way to see things, then we are lost and senseless. I'm really into giving language to what we already feel. We know so many things inherently inside of us. You know, the answer's always inside of you. You just have to sit with yourself and look deep enough for long enough for it to emerge. So, language can offer integration as a way to orient yourself again. All right, so in the next few videos, we're not going to be looking at chasing productivity or life hacks or boosting your confidence. We're going to be slowly rebuilding in a deliberate way with some care. And hopefully this gave some words to you and your experience. If it resonated, subscribe. If not, either way, until next time, be on your way.